Welcome to my channel Mintage Mysteries, where every coin has a hidden story. If you love discovering hidden treasures and uncovering coin secrets, you're in the right place. We're on a quest to solve the puzzles behind the world's most fascinating coins. From rare errors to legendary rarities, let's dive into the mysteries of numismatics. The 1986 Jefferson Nickel represents a continuation of a long-standing design in American coinage history. First introduced in 1938, the Jefferson Nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. The change was part of a broader effort by the U.S. Mint to modernize coin designs and commemorate influential American figures. Thomas Jefferson, as the principal author of the Declaration of Independence and the third President of the United States, was selected for the honor. His portrait and contributions to American democracy made him a fitting subject for everyday currency. By 1986, the Jefferson Nickel had been in continuous production for nearly 5 decades, maintaining its original design created by artist Felix Schlag. Schlag won a design competition held by the Treasury in 1938, which attracted numerous submissions. His winning design featured a left-facing profile of Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. Although Schlag's initial Monticello rendering was modified by Mint engravers to meet production needs, his overall concept endured with only minor adjustments until 2004, when the Westward Journey Nickel series briefly altered the reverse. The 1986 issue was struck at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark for proof coins only. Coins from Philadelphia and Denver were made for general circulation, while the San Francisco coins were produced exclusively for collectors. The mintage figures for that year were robust, with hundreds of millions of coins produced across the facilities, making the 1986 Jefferson Nickel a common and easily accessible piece today. The coin's composition in 1986 was a cupronickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This metal blend, which has been used for the Jefferson Nickel since its inception, was chosen for its durability and resistance to wear. The coin weighs exactly 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters with a plain edge. During World War II, from 1942 to 1945, the composition briefly changed to include silver due to wartime metal shortages, but by 1986, the standard alloy had long since been restored. Design-wise, the 1986 nickel preserves the classic features that made the Jefferson design so recognizable. The obverse shows Jefferson's profile facing left, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," on the left and "Liberty," along with the year 1986, on the right, separated by a small star. The reverse displays a front view of Monticello, with the name of the estate written directly beneath it. Surrounding this image are the inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum" above, and "United States of America," and 5 cents below. The clean lines and neoclassical architecture of Monticello echo Jefferson's deep appreciation for Enlightenment ideals and classical form, making the design both visually distinctive and historically meaningful. In the context of coin collecting, the 1986 Jefferson Nickel holds modest interest, primarily due to its availability and high mintage. However, collectors may seek out high-grade specimens or proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, which offer sharper detail and mirror-like finishes. Errors or variations in strike can also make certain examples more desirable. Overall, the 1986 Jefferson Nickel is a small yet enduring piece of American numismatic history, encapsulating not only the likeness of a founding father but also the values and aesthetics that have shaped U.S. coinage for generations. The 1986 Jefferson Nickel is a coin most people wouldn't look at twice. Struck in the hundreds of millions at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, it has long been considered a common, low-value coin. In circulated condition, it typically holds no premium over its face value and is found by the handful in everyday change. For collectors and dealers, it's a coin often overlooked, seemingly ordinary, with nothing special to set it apart from the crowd of modern nickels. But as is often the case in numismatics, rarity and value sometimes lie not in the quantity struck, but in the quality that survives. To understand why some 1986 nickels are worth far more than others, one must look closely at condition. The majority of coins from this year were not struck with the highest attention to quality. The dies used were often overused, leading to weak strikes. The coins were shipped and handled in bulk, causing early surface damage. As a result, finding an example that is not just uncirculated but in exceptional mint state condition is rare. In numismatic grading, coins are assessed on a 70-point scale. A coin graded MS60 is uncirculated but might show contact marks or lack luster. Only those grading MS67 or higher are considered elite, and for a mass-produced nickel from 1986, such grades are exceedingly difficult to find. Even among mint state coins, there's another level of distinction that matters greatly to Jefferson Nickel collectors. That is the presence of full steps on Monticello, the building featured on the reverse side of the coin. The steps leading up to the entrance of Monticello are made up of 5 or 6 horizontal lines, depending on how you count them. On most circulation strike nickels, these lines are not clearly visible due to weak striking pressure or die erosion. A coin is designated with full steps only if those lines are completely separated and show no signs of bridging or flattening. It's a subtle detail, but for collectors, it's an essential one. Very few 1986 nickels, especially those from the Denver Mint, were struck sharply enough to display full steps. Even fewer have survived in gem mint state condition with those steps fully intact. As of now, only a small handful of these coins have been graded MS67 with full steps by major services like PCGS and NGC. These coins represent the best of the best, coins that not only avoided wear and damage but were also struck with unusually high quality for their time. When such coins come to auction, they attract serious attention from advanced collectors, particularly those working on registry sets. Registry sets involve building the finest collection of a particular series, and every top-grade, full-steps nickel becomes a critical piece in completing or improving a competitive set. Beyond condition and strike quality, there is also the factor of mint errors. While mint errors are rare by nature, a few 1986 nickels have been discovered with striking anomalies that dramatically increase their value. These include off-center strikes, where the coin's design is shifted and part of the planchet is left blank. There are also double dies, in which the design appears to be duplicated slightly, giving the appearance of doubling in areas like the date or lettering. Another type of error includes clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a miscut blank. These errors are highly collectible, particularly when they are bold and easily visible without magnification. Proof coins from this year, struck at the San Francisco Mint, offer another area of interest. These coins were not meant for circulation and were produced specifically for collectors using specially polished dies and planchets. The result is a coin with mirror-like surfaces and frosted design elements. While millions of proof nickels were made in 1986, perfect examples, those graded proof 70 with deep cameo contrast, are relatively scarce. These coins are often more affordable than rare circulation strikes, but they still command a premium when flawless. The most dramatic rise in value for a 1986 Jefferson nickel comes when all of these qualities align, when a coin has been perfectly preserved, struck with precision, and graded at the top of the scale with the full steps designation. In one well-known case, a 1986 D nickel graded MS67 Plus with full steps by PCGS sold at auction for just under $5,000. This price was not an accident or an outlier, but the result of extreme rarity and collector demand. With only a few coins known at this level, and none graded higher, the bidding reflected how important condition and strike are in determining value. This is what makes the 1986 Jefferson nickel both fascinating and deceptive. It is, by all outward appearances, a coin that should be worth very little. And for the vast majority of examples, that is indeed the case. But for a small number of coins, ones that were struck with unusual care, survived untouched, and now sit in slabs marked with the highest possible grades, the value can be astonishing. A coin that began as 5 cents can become worth nearly $5,000, revealing that rarity and excellence can exist even in the most ordinary-looking places. Ask ChatGPT. If you enjoyed today's exploration, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and share this video with fellow collectors. And as always, keep searching for those hidden treasures in your change. You never know when you might stumble upon the next big mystery.